Today, who do we have?
Well, we have none other than Leon Kwek, bursting onto the scene at the age of 19 in 2015, of course, winning a bronze medal at the SEA Games and also making his debut in the ASEAN Basketball League with the Singapore Slingers, also known as the team's basketball encyclopedia.
Oh.
We're definitely going to find out a little bit more about that in just a bit.
Well, Leon, welcome to the show. Hope everything has been good with you. How have you been coping now that we are into phase one?
I think for us it's a little bit knocked back, but I think for me, going through this for the last couple of months, I'm kind of getting used to it. But then it really made me learn to appreciate things a lot more prior to when everything was all good as well.
Some of our neighborhoods, we have those like old basketball courts, right? Where a lot of people play football using the post, right? But for you, do you have that like within any vicinity, like you can go down now? I mean, you can go and exercise and go to the basketball court. Do you have that access, or are you just stuck in a place where there's no access to a basketball court?
I'm actually near a basketball court. But then, from what I know, I don't think we are allowed to do that because when you see one and you see more people coming, and then it creates the community kind of thing. So I think it's a little bit harder for me because when I look through the window, I always see the basketball court, but you can't do it. So mentally, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
it's like freedom is within
so
reach.
Near yet so far, and
correct.
But I mean, it's not quite the same thing, isn't it? I mean, even training from home, and we do know you've been pretty active as well for ActiveSG Basketball Academy. A lot of the online tutorials, because I've seen quite a few of those videos going around. Maybe you can share a bit about that as well.
I think prior to this, so how it started off is actually them kickstart their first online program, which is with Singapore, which is, as we all know, a former slinger. And then because of an injury, he moved on to be the head coach over at ABA, right? So then I gave him an idea that why not you have us on and then give us an opportunity to learn also at the same time how the virtual training is about. And then we get to share our experience with the younger generation and especially the ActiveSG kids, which of course get the opportunity to touch a lot of young lives. So that's how it started. And then from there on, I think we just try to include everyone where we bring different expertise in terms of our game. So that's sort of how we have gone. And for me, I really appreciate training so much more because now that it's being taken away from me.
You're still young in your career, and hopefully there are many more years for you to come as a basketball player. But is coaching something that that you feel you want to step into post basketball career?
I think for me personally, I've always wanted to teach in a way or another. So growing up, my aspiration was actually to be a teacher. So that was a big dream of mine. And then as I grew older, I found that being a teacher is not just about teaching; it's also about academics, and then you have to go through the different process to get there. So I'm not going to close that door on me being a teacher one day. But I think coaching is another way that we can actually learn to teach. And then there is no curriculum to it, actually. It's more of what you think is the right process. And then from there on, it creates creativity. And then it allows you to do it your own way. By the end of the day, of course, making sure that the kids go through the pipeline of the different rules and skills that they need to be a good basketball player. So I think coaching is one area that I'm definitely keen because it's always been my dream to share and impart knowledge. And I think I read it somewhere before that you haven't leave anything behind if you just go off and go away with sport, taking all the knowledge along with you because you don't get them without the seniors that came before you imparting them to you. So I think the least that I could do for myself is that when I walk away with the sport, I throw everything that I have to the younger generation, and from there on, hopefully they can bring the sport to greater heights.
Wise words indeed. I like that. I like that. Like you need to give back to the,
Right.
someone has given something to you. When you do leave the game, you give it back to the next generation that's coming up.
Yeah.
We are in a strange time in the world right now. A lot of people have gone back to work. I think 75% of the workforce have gone on to work. But with circuit breaker and phase one, and not many activities to do besides going to work, have you found something new to keep yourself entertained during this period?
Actually, at the start of this whole virus thing, that we go into lockdown, and then we stay at home for the first month, right? So prior to that starting, I actually was thinking, how am I gonna sit myself down for 24 hours in 1 month when I can barely even sit down for 5 minutes in a day? So then that's when I kick-started this little challenge, which is a 10,000 push-up challenge, where I challenged 10 people to join in the fun, and then of course it expanded from there on. And for me, it was kind of like something that you wake up for. So like prior, during the season, you wake up to know that, okay, the first thing on menu is training, and then you go to lunch, and then so on and so forth, and then you come back training again, and then dinner, and then sleep, and then you repeat the whole cycle all over again.
Yeah.
So with this challenge, it kind of make you think like, okay, now I wake up, I have this amount of push-ups to go. So so then throughout the day, you will try to overcome that. And then at the end of the day, you kind of look back and see, okay, so this is what I've done. And it kind of keeps you engaged in terms of physically, of course, with the push-ups. But I think mentally, it also helps you stay away from negative thoughts, where you start to create thoughts like, so why am I actually doing this?
Yeah.
So like why am I at home, and why not be the first one to go out there and shoot the basketball, where of course you're gonna get in trouble. So I think with that being said, there's a lot of mental challenges that came along with me personally, because I'm someone that's really, really active, and I don't remember the last time that I stayed within the four walls of the house for 1 month without stepping out of it.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a big challenge. And then I've also learned to start my reading once again, because it was actually something I wanted to do this season, where I started to read a little bit more, get a little bit more knowledgeable. But then athletes being athletes, so we're tired. So every time we procrastinate, right? I think let's do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes like a month later, and then 4 months in, 5 months in, the book is still page 10. So yeah. So I think for me, that's one thing that I've done. I'm actually very proud to finish the book in 3 days. So so that has kept me mentally sound and ongoing to keep me moving in the right direction.
Very interesting. A couple of parallels there from Leon's sharing earlier. I think from our earlier sessions also, I think with Martina, with Shayna, some parallels that are drawn. I think it's an athlete's life, really. The part where you talked about waking up to training and then going for lunch, and then having that routine basically that you go back to, and even now trying to have that routine in order to stay focused, in a sense, of course, having the physical aspect, and then of course also the mental aspect that you talked about. And I also recall, I think it was Shayna as well, and as well as one other athlete on our show, who also talked about not recalling, I think Martina, not recalling the last time they were stuck within the four walls for such an extensive period of time. Because as athletes, particularly, you guys travel all the time. You go overseas for competitions, even within like 1-2 weeks, you travel even sometimes in more than one city and all that. So, and then suddenly this is the other extreme. So I think if we're talking about even for just the average Singaporeans who are working locally, who are already feeling the crunch, how much more it is for our athletes who are used to traveling all the time.
Yes.
And then now you're trapped at home.
It's unprecedented times, isn't it? And I think maybe the last time you were trapped in four walls was when you were grounded, when you did something bad when you were smaller. You're grounded. You stay in your room.
Yeah.
Just bringing it back to the 10,000 push-up challenge. Two things on that. First, thank you for not challenging me on that on him. Really appreciative of that. But the second one is like, what? So 10,000 push-ups over how long? I mean, what's your record? Just do it until you hit 10,000.
Okay, so it was actually till circuit breaker ended, where it was the first time where I think it was 28 days. So the goal, actually, I was thinking, so what's a good number to put to get to in 28 days? So I first thought of the idea 1,000. So it's like, 1,000 is probably like 30 push-ups a day or like 40 push-ups at max. It's like, that's way below our routine, right? So for me, then I look at the next number, 5,000. So it's like, I think it's not so impossible. So then I jacked it up to 10,000. So that's how it came about. But then I think through the process of doing that, to me, in terms of mentally to get there, it was really a grind. And then I've actually, in the process of finishing the 10,000 push-up, actually learned so much more about myself and how my brain actually works to something that I've never thought that it could be possible. Because at the start of it all, when I asked people what number should be a good number, so when I said 10,000, they're like, "Are you freaking crazy? Like, I don't even do 10,000 steps a day to walk around. They're telling me to do 10,000 push-ups."
I like the analogy. I like the analogy.
Yeah, right. So then at the start of it all, and I keep thinking to myself, and push-up is one of the weakest part of my physical attribute. So then I look at it as like, so am I really gonna get there? I challenge myself to a goal. I actually want to get there ahead of everyone that's in this together. So then, of course, I think I've got to 10,000 at day 22 instead of day 28. And then, yeah. So then, of course, I'm not the first one.
Almost
Sadly.
a full week ahead of it. Okay. So
Okay, so I've done a quick calculation here, okay? 10,000
Right.
push-ups, right? In 22 days that he's done it,
Yeah.
that's an average of 454 push-ups a day, John.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how to start. Like, I do 20 already. I'm like, okay, just hang on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to reap the benefits of that. I
Yeah.
mean, from doing that, I mean, just making full use of the time.
He can
that
do
he's at home.
three-pointer from the other side of the court.
Yeah,
really.
back, two basketball courts away.
Okay, so I hope, first of all, that this is not part of the home-based workout challenge that he's going to give us.
That's assuming that, yeah, definitely.
You're giving me an idea, Duncan. You're giving me an idea.
You're
I-
putting ideas into
I
his
don't even
head.
don't even know why I brought it up. So obviously you've been keeping fit. We have some videos that we've asked you to.
Okay, first
Yeah,
question.
so
Are
there's-
these weights from SSI? Or are they your own?
No, these are not. So I decided to invest in them.
Wow, okay.
How heavy are these?
This, I think they're 11 kg if I'm not wrong. Can't really remember. So these are three main exercises that they think that we are expert in, but actually, the fact that it's not. We do them, but that's just a small part of it. And then there comes the isometric exercises, right, where we learn to export from point A to point B at the quickest possible time, and then generate the most energy out of it. So then those comes with a lot of control and all the other factors. So those are two of the big things that we do during the season in terms of strength training. Okay, so this is Romain did this actually with the barbell if we are doing it in the gym. So of course I don't have the barbell, so I just had to change it a little bit, which is using two dumbbells to do it. So for me, you can see that actually with the right leg, I'm actually a lot more stronger, and then went to the left leg. I kind of lose the balance a little bit. See, so from there, I know that it's going to be challenging. But I think that's something that I'm not really strong with. And then now with the single arm dumbbell rows, which is something that we do very often, because a lot of our workouts are actually one-handed based, especially when we pass, we throw a ball, we shoot the ball, everything is one-handed. So of course this comes in to create that power that we need in our sport. So without a doubt.
Does it easy, slow? He gets the technique right, no rushing through.
Yeah.
What
Right.
he does.
So it's actually a quick pull, and then you control it on the deceleration. So for me, I've actually never been like the biggest guy on the upper body. That I've always been known to be like the skinny guy. Where since the first day I stepped foot into the national team, they actually said that if I don't get bigger and stronger, I'm not gonna make it. So of course, then that's where it started with me going to the gym.
I think
Working with the strength coaches to understand. Okay, so this is supposed to be a trap bar jump squat actually. So then of course I don't have that trap bar, so I thought of the closest variation we can do is the jump squat.
so. This is to get power in your legs, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. So I think it was actually the first exercise of my workout during the week.
Okay.
So what this does is that it creates that warm-up stimulation where it's a full body power extension from the legs to the upper body to drive up. So for me, that is something that I really love. So anything to do with squat, I love. But anything to do with deadlift, I'm actually not so good at. So that's why you see at the Romanian deadlift part, I kind of struggle a little bit with the legs. So that's also part of the reason why I try to incorporate that into my routine, because like they always say, you strengthen the strengths and also you gotta improve the weakness.
So just watching his workouts, it's exercises that we all can do, but it's about getting the technique right. And then once you master that technique, you get it right, you will see the benefits. And a lot of people, I think, they are doing exercises, they don't really sure the right way of doing it, and they don't really reap the benefits of it. Speaking of reaping the benefits, Leon, so we have this challenge on Spotlight on Team Singapore where, after we enjoy watching your home-based workout videos, you get to get one of us to experience it, right? And
We know where this is going.
yeah, so you should like get one of us to try and do it. And I mean, John loves his workouts.
John
He loves
his
doing it.
workouts.
Yeah.
What? John has also done more workouts than Duncan has.
He's done just one more workout. I mean, yeah.
Right. Okay. So before we even get there, so can I just ask Josh? So why are you smiling before or like laughing before all of this got started?
Yeah.
Well,
When he said about it.
because the last episode, if everyone recalls, Duncan managed to talk his way out of doing it. So we're gonna see whether he's
Listen,
good at
there's
doing
no
that in
pressure.
general today.
No one's holding anything to your head, right? It's all up to you. Everyone has their free will to decide.
Right.
All I'm saying is,
Okay.
you know, John, have you seen his Instagram? He's just working out non-stop.
Yeah.
He's working out right now as he's
I know.
as he's speaking to you and me.
Right.
Fantastic.
And I've also seen Duncan carrying his baby.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's part of his workout too.
it's part of his workout.
Part of his workout.
Oh my god. Okay, before you challenge one of us, which is the workout?
Okay.
Which is the workout?
Which is the workout?
Maybe since Duncan gave me an idea to do the push-ups, maybe we should go do the push-ups. Since it's something that I have been doing, and then I think I'm a little bit more confident about it. So, of course, I'm not gonna put Duncan alone to this test.
Good grief.
Oh man.
Leon.
So, how about like all three of us do it? So
All
to
three?
make it
All
fair.
three, okay.
Yeah, all three of us doing it.
So what is the number?
I think
Let's do
maybe it's
accumulative. Accumulative.
Right.
Cumulative,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
sure.
What is the number that I mean, in one shot live, this one we cannot do like a progressive one like
Yeah.
next episode and
Right,
we do
for
another
sure.
one. So
For sure,
within
for sure, for sure.
within a single go, each of us,
Okay.
what should we hit? What number should we hit?
Mm,
I'm not gonna do
how about-
454 lah. That's for sure.
I mean, like it can be a number that I'm gonna. Okay, so let's do it like the army racing. All three of us have like gone through it, right?
Yeah.
So the maximum you can knock there now is 20. So how about let's make it 20?
Okay.
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 All right.
You on.
Leon, 20, 20, 20 in 2020.
Okay.
Starting out 20.
Yep.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Woo! 20, 20, 20.
Fantastic.
Okay, so now it's my favorite time of this of the spotlight of Team Singapore because this is when I get to throw some trivia at John's way. Now,
Wow.
okay, basketball. Leon, you get involved with this as well. Basketball is a well-known sport, right? And in previous editions, when I brought up the specific sport terminology, pentathlon. Not many people know about floorball, shooting, even bowling has some strange terms, if you remember. So basketball, everyone knows 3-pointers, alley-oop. But these are lesser known ones, John. Okay, and these ones obviously I bring them up because they have nice names to it. Okay, so there's 4.
Okay. Cool.
I'll ask him first, and then if he doesn't know, I'll bring Leon into this. Okay, the first one is
Okay.
in basketball, what is a brick?
A brick.
Yes.
A brick.
Wow.
A defensive formation. No.
Not bad. I would. Yeah, that's actually a good one.
But it's wrong.
But it's wrong. Leon, do you know what a brick is?
What's brick?
So these
That's
are terms.
actually
Okay.
the break. The break is actually what we do on transitional offense. So that's what we call going on a break. So where the opponent misses the basket or make a basket, and then we want to get a quick hit. That's what we call going on a break.
A brick.
Am I
No,
right?
it's a brick.
Oh, he's saying it's
brick.
BRICK. Brick.
The brick.
Oh, be a brick. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I heard it wrongly. Okay,
Yeah.
a brick is that. And we always use this term in the Slingers actually. So every time when you miss a shot, we call it a brick shot. So then we also make it fun, saying that when you miss a lot of shots, you're actually building a bungalow. Yeah. So we get to the point where if you know that you're missing a lot, you're gonna hear from somewhere that hey dude, we are not here trying to build a bungalow. So can
I love
you
it.
make like one shot?
I love it.
I love it. I love
Okay,
it.
so
I love it.
the
I love
actual
it. I love it.
terminology from the website very almost very accurate to what he said, but it's more of a poor shot that bounces hard off the rim or backboard. So it's like a brick, like boom,
Oh,
and it comes off hard.
okay.
Okay,
Now I get
so
it.
you got it, Leon got it.
Yeah,
Okay?
you got it right. Yeah.
Your defensive formation also, although to be honest, it could be a brick wall, like a brick wall, right? So defensive formation.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
I'm thinking from a context I'm blocking you. Yeah, no? No.
Correct.
Wrong.
No,
okay,
wrong.
good.
Second one, what is a cutter?
A
cutter. Yeah,
Wow.
a cutter. It's very technical.
Yeah, cutter.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Basketball cutter. Nothing. This one is. I have
clue.
no guesses for
No
this. No
clue.
clue. Yeah.
Leon, I think you know. You seem like you know.
Yeah, I do. So in the game of basketball, right? As we all know, there's only one ball, correct? So the one that gets to get the ball and drive towards the rim, it's called the driver.
Yeah.
So by doing the same action towards the basket without the ball, it's called a cutter.
Yeah. It's moving off a screen as well. So
Also
it's
screening.
Yeah, moving off a
Or
screen.
moving
yes,
off a screen.
Yes.
Ah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, interesting.
So wherever you move it without the ball, it's called a cutter.
See, he knows his stuff. Even some, it's very Americanized. All right.
That's why.
Okay. Third one.
Basketball encyclopedia. Yeah.
the third one is, what does it mean? And it does not mean it is what it is. What is an unbalanced floor? So obviously it's not talking about the floor that is unbalanced, but in terms of basketball terminology, what is an unbalanced floor?
Unbalanced floor.
Think of it very, very well with the word. I think you can get the answer.
Think of it very well with the word.
Yeah. So what does unbalanced actually try to mean? And then floor. So what goes into the floor in the game of basketball?
He's not helped you at all with that one.
Unbalanced
Okay,
floor.
let me give you a little bit of help, okay? Because I don't want to see you go like all wrong.
No, I want to see him go all wrong. That's the point of this.
Okay, so the floor is the basketball floor, right?
Yeah.
So the players are on the floor, correct?
Yeah.
So in what situation do we get an unbalanced floor? So unbalanced player on the floor. So
Or someone
we
falls
know
over.
that
Falls
10
over.
Yes.
ten
That's exactly what he
people on
means.
each team.
Someone
So what
fall
does it
over.
mean?
So somebody falls over and that's unbalanced.
Yeah, correct.
Unbalanced floor.
That's what
wow.
it means.
Yeah. I think I'm giving too much hint.
That's not what he means at all, lah. Okay, an unbalanced floor means
I thought I got it right. You made me excited for a while. Yeah.
it's when someone falls down.
So
That's what
wait,
it means.
I have an analogy, and I have an analogy to explain this.
Okay, go for
I
it.
think it will be really, really funny. Okay, so so a floor where we in the basketball terms use the word floor is because the guys that are playing on the floor. That's how the whole term came about. So then when we talk about unbalanced, is that because in basketball we have positions. Just like soccer, we have midfield, we have defender, we have striker.
Yeah.
So generally, in basketball, we have 2 guards, 2 forwards, and then 1 center.
Yeah.
So if we have 5 Lavin on the court,
Oh.
essentially that and
I see. Oh, okay.
Unbalanced
Oh,
floor.
I get it now.
so we don't have 5 of the same position of floor.
I see. So that would, too much of, not a balanced team,
lah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it now. Thanks.
Good. It's really an encyclopedia. Huh? It's really an
I
encyclopedia.
said people falling over.
Okay, final one. Okay, I think it might be a tricky one for Leon as well.
Yeah.
What does it mean when you point your pistols?
Point your pistol
Yeah, very
when
Americanized.
people are about to shoot.
No. Is that your final answer? Point your pistols.
Can't think of any other.
You-
No.
No.
Nowhere near.
Leon, do you know? Do you have an idea?
Point your
Yes,
pistol.
yes, I do.
What is it?
Okay, so how does the word pistol came from? It's actually like this movement that we do, right? So it originates from a coach that started this theory whereby at all times you have to have this ball you man concept on defense. So as we know, ball you man, so you have to be always in between where the direction of the ball is and the man that you're defending is. So in order to do that, you have to be in a position where, of course, it's sort of like a triangle that we form within the 3 of us. And then how the pistol stance came about is using your 2 hands to make sure that you're in the correct position and making sure in that position you can see both of them using your hands like this, pointing towards them. That's the pistol stance.
It's all about body shape. It's fantastic, man. He knew every single one.
That's why he's the basketball
Wow, that's
encyclopedia.
impressive, Leon.
Yeah.
Really impressive. Really impressive. That one.
Fantastic.
And have you learned something today?
Well, I learned not just something, I learned 4 things. Or at least within this context of
Yeah.
this game, I learned 4 things. Great stuff.
Oh, great stuff.
Great stuff.
Look, obviously, it's tough right now. Every sportsman in the world wants to get back to some competitive action
Yeah.
at some point. Leon, for you, before we get into what you can look forward to for the rest of the year, in terms of great memories that you've had as a team Singapore athlete or a Singapore Slinger, what would it be? Like a highlight.
Okay, I think I can't really give like one moment exactly in my career as of now, because like my career is not over, right?
Yeah.
So, but as of now, if I look back and see what something that that really struck out to me till today for Team Singapore, which I've been a part of 6 years, it would still be playing in front of our home fans 2015 series.
Yeah.
I think many people would have thought it's a 26-point explosion I had this season against Full Bomb Braves. which I think I'm happy about. But that still never struck me to the point that I get goosebumps thinking about it, because just a little history behind why I say that is because in 2015, I was actually the rookie of the team. So like they said, like you guys said prior, that it was my first year in the national team, and then I was lucky enough to make it because Coach Neo actually knew the fact that certain players in our team is starting to age, and then we need influx of new younger talents. So when I was selected for it, I was actually very hyped up and all. But what happened build up towards it was actually that I tore my AITFL and ATFL in my ankle. That set me off for 4 months prior to SEA Games. So I only got back in late March, which is 2.5 months to SEA Games. So to even make it for the team, it was to me a very big surprise, because while the rest of them has been training for like 6 to 8 months, mine was being cut short to maybe 4 months. And then to know that when we step out onto the floor, no matter you're the first guy in the team or the last guy in the team, to have that many Singaporeans to come up to the game and actually support us was actually a big feat. And while as I'm saying that, I'm actually having serious goosebumps, if you guys can see. I'm not sure if you can. So, and then to know that they are really genuinely here to back you up, and to no matter you win or you lose, whether you break new records, get a medal of what we set out to do, they're going to be there for you no matter what. So just hearing them cheer and all, it's still in my head.
Yeah.
And although I didn't get much opportunity to play in the close games where the games matter,
Yeah.
Just being there, sitting there, and being in the environment actually makes me feel very blessed to be in this scenario that in my career I can actually play in front of my home crowd, because no one knows whether this can actually even happen in your international career. So that's always forever etched in my heart, and I always appreciate those people that came out. And that was actually the building blocks for us moving forward, because from there on we started to have more fans in our Singapore Slingers game. And then that also helped us. The following year, actually, we made to the finals. So then we see that breakthrough from there on. And then now that we have been to 3 of the last 4 finals, if I'm not wrong. So that's actually the kickstart of the whole basketball culture in terms of the fans. So I think for me, I'm very appreciative of that. And I think I've shared with some of my friends that if I ever have the opportunity to decide when I'm going to retire, not because of an injury or because of whichever reason, I would actually like to retire when the game come back to Singapore, play in front of home crowd, and then be whatever the results might be. Probably I can come to terms that I'll hang my jersey, Team Singapore jersey after that, and pass my baton on to the next person that's going to represent the country.
Well, that would certainly be a dream sign-off, isn't it? I mean, and I think he brought up some very good points, of course. 2015 being such a special year, I think not just for Singapore as a whole hosting it, specifically for basketball, the medal that we won was the first time, if I'm not wrong, in over 30 or 35 or 34 years, or I think
34 years.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, it's a long time since we won a basketball medal at the SEA Games, and so it was an historic moment. And so for him to have been part of that team, to write themselves into history, I think it's very significant. And precisely as you mentioned as well, it kick-started the basketball culture, the fans coming in, supporting the Singapore Slingers the next few years. And of course, Slingers have also been putting a huge emphasis on our homegrown talent as well, although we do have international imports. The balance, even when the rulings are in favor of having more for imports, I understand that over the last few years, Singapore intentionally chose to bring in more local talent as well. So I think it's great that we've made it into 3 finals. Of course, still get to win that elusive
heartbreak last
title.
year.
3 out of 4 the last 4 years. But I think we have really seen the team grow, and we're definitely all excited Leon
Alright.
as well as the rest of the boys.
For sure.
Okay, well, fantastic, Leon. I think that's about it on this episode of Evenings with John and Duncan. It has been the spotlight on Team Singapore with our Team Singapore basketball player and Singapore Slinger, Leon Kwek. See you. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
I love it. Basketball knowledge. If I ever have to enter a quiz that has basketball, that's basketball related, I know who I'm going to have on my team, and it's not you, John. Unbalanced floor.
Hey, you have to admit it. My answers make a lot of sense for someone who doesn't play basketball.
Yeah, I think it's very logical, to be honest.
I will leave that to the audience to decide. We'll see you on Wednesday for the Wednesday report. Till then, good night.
Good night.